Alright there folks, hello there, this is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena Draft video. So, we're going to be firing off some more Premier Draft Dominaria. I'm getting really close to Mythic ranking, currently Diamond Tier 1, but yeah, we're just going to work on it more since we're getting really close. I just queued one up, so let's begin and draft this awesome set. Didn't release too much content as of lately, and just decided to just fire off some games. Some of them were pretty hit or miss. Sometimes you come across a really broken decks in Dominaria, and then sometimes you just come across some really bad ones, which have a bunch of filler artifact creatures. I know Historic is a theme in this format, but I think it's even though it's a major theme, it's a pretty weak strategy unless you can get some powerful rares with the whole Historic thing. Also, it kind of forces you into white, since white cares about Historic the most, and White's strategy of being aggressive is not nearly as good as the other strategies that you can go for in this set. But that being said, let's begin. So pack one, pick one, Premier Draft, Dominaria. Let's draft more of this awesome set. What do you have the fine pleasure of opening? Well, Jaya Ballard isn't really that amazing, and triple red is not the easiest to cast. Fine Planeswalker, but it's definitely worse than just a solid removal spell like Wizard's Lightning. At common, we have, I think, the third best blue common in this set, along with Divination with Academy Journey Mage. And then Fire Intervention, the second best red common in the set, but it's definitely a whole lot worse than Wizard's Lightning. So probably just going to take the Wizard's Lightning here as a good, solid, efficient removal spell. And if you end up base red in this format, you mostly just want to pair it up with blue for the most part. And then red-black controls okay, red-green doesn't come together a whole lot often, and sometimes you're just forced into red-white, and that's also just an okay deck to be in. But we'll take a Wizard's Lightning here. Baird is also just okay. You'll play this if you end up white, but it's not like an exciting uncommon. Like, you might even take Blessed Light over it. But we'll take a Wizard's Lightning, just solid, efficient removal, and if we pick up some Wizards, we can get a nice discount. And even then, it's nice. Just as a 3-mana deal 3, it's quite nice, especially if it goes face. Right, there's Territorial Allosaur. This is one of the best cards in the entire set. That being said, we will be passing up another Wizard's Lightning, which I'm not really convinced to do. Like, green, I think, is the worst color in this format, and that's not by a lot, though, since there's definitely some top green commons, but then after the top green commons, everything just tends to fall apart. As we're seeing, looking at these green commons, they're just kind of iffy and not amazing. So it could be a sign that the person to my right-hand side doesn't want to draft green. But still, after first picking Wizard's Lightning, I think I should take a second one. And even then, even if I'm passing up a Territorial Allosaur, I'm still going to be in a pretty good red deck with double Wizard's Lightning. Yeah, Allosaur is good, but again, I just think green is the worst color. And if Wizard's Lightning wasn't in his pack, it would be an easy Territorial Allosaur, because this card is really that good. 7 mana to kick this to fight and make a 5/5 is quite nice, but I'm just going to take a second Wizard's Lightning. After our second Wizard's Lightning, we're just going to follow it up with the best red common in the set, being Shivan Fire. There's also the best blue common here with Blink of an Eye. Had we taken the Territorial Allosaur, we'd still be looking at the Shivan Fire over potentially moving all into the red-green kicker deck with Halar, the Fire Fletcher. Halar is fine, but again, red-green is not an amazing archetype in the set. It's an okay deck to be in, but I don't really want to just jump into red-green immediately. Gitu Chronicler could also wheel, and could be a nice creature that can get back some of our removal spells in the late game. Sapperling Migration is also quite an important common if you're going to play the green go-wide deck. And then Mending of Dominaria is also okay for the more green, grindier control decks, since this is a kind of a soul salvage with the first and second chapter, and then the third chapter being able to ramp is okay, but usually you don't want to spend 5 mana just to return a bunch of lands from your graveyard to the battlefield. So we'll take a Shivan Fire, just take mono red for now. Alright, now we have an option between Song of Freyalise and Blink of an Eye. Song of Freyalise is definitely one of the best uncommons in the set, but it doesn't seem like we're really set up for the whole green go wide sort of game plan. If we take Song of Freyalise in the future, we're just going to have to pick up a bunch of sapling tokens. I mean, pick up a bunch of Sapling Migrations and hope they wheel. But Sapling Migrations is one of the top green commons, and they don't tend to you don't tend to get a whole lot of them. So I'm actually leaning towards Blink of an Eye here, and this is just the best blue common in the set, and in my opinion is the second best common. And I think red pairs with blue better than it pairs with green. So in terms of power level, yeah, I would take Song of Frehley's over Blink of an Eye, maybe pack one, pick one, but I would still take Blink of an Eye just because of color preferencing, and Song of Frehley's just takes a little bit more setup to get going. So I think I'm just going to take Blink of an Eye here. And then here, there's a Sapling Migration. There's also Calico Skin Witch, which is quite excellent too. Could also speculate on Garna if we do end up in the red-black control deck. So it's between Garna, Sapling Migration, and Calico Skin Witch here. I think I'm definitely going to be in red, given that I took all these red spells, but not necessarily blue. And there's no exciting blue cards in this pack. So I'm gambling on either a red-green kicker deck, or maybe some sort of red-black control deck with Garna, or even red-white aggro. And given that Garna's pretty late, and I think it's just better than Calico Skin Witch, I don't mind just maybe dipping my toes into Garna. I mean, the thing is, I pass so much green to my left-hand side. I don't think I'm gonna end up green in the next pack, since the person to my left-hand side is probably just gonna take up all the green cards. So I'm down to just take Garna here, maybe speculate on red-black control. And if not, we could still maybe just take a Memorial to Genius as a nice land in a late game that can generate some value over Sorcerer's Wand, which could be a fine win condition too if you do end up in blue-red. Since that's a heavy Wizards deck, this could be a nice equipment to latch onto on your Wizards to try to end the game. But we're still going to be attacking with our Wizards anyway, so we don't necessarily need a Wand to just drain the opponent out. We're going to be pretty hyper-aggressive if we end up blue-red, so just going to take a Memorial to Genius as an upgrade over to Lancelot. Not much else there in the pack. And that's a pretty late Academy Drake. Academy Drake is okay. It's not an amazing creature by any chance. It's best in a blue-green kicker deck where you're looking to ramp this out. But I might just be tempted to just take this Keldon Raider. Honestly, I don't think these two are too different in terms of power level. Keldon Raider has a bit of synergy with Garna, since if we can discard a creature and then cast Garna, and that's a ton of mana though, it's 9 mana. But it has a bit of synergy and can keep us in mono-red for now, so I'll take it over Drake. If we do end up in blue-red, Drake is still going to just be a fine creature, and it's nothing too exciting. So I'm just going to take a Keldon Raider here. And then we'll take a Divination, although there's Gitu Chronicler here in the pack still. Divination I would still take over Gitu Chronicler in a real-life draft if it was pack one, pick one. But again, we're more focused on red than blue, and we can still end up in some sort of red-black control deck, and that can be kind of fun. So I'm actually going to take Gitu Chronicler here, since we're more committed, and this is already just a nice 2-for-1 in the late game. It's an early blocker. And then we're just going to take Fire Intervention here as a nice expensive spell in the late game. So we're saying up we can either be in some sort of red-blue deck or a red-black deck at the end of the day, and I'm still just going to take Keldon Raider over Rampaging Cyclops. They're not too different from one another, but this being able to discard and draw a card can have some benefits in the late game. So I'm just going to take the Keldon Raider here. And then Bloodstone Goblin could be a fine 2-drop if we pick up more kicker spells over Cold Water Snapper, which is again fine, better in a blue-black control deck as a nice late game card. Blue-red's going to be a little bit more aggressive, so even then I prefer the Bloodstone Goblin. And then not much else here. In case we do end up in mono red, sometimes the Seismic Shift could be a playable card. And then probably just take, I don't know, a Bodalian Arcanist in case I end up blue-red as a way to cheat out my spells. Rampaging Cyclops is okay, but again, it's not too different from Keldon Raider, might even be worse. So we'll see. We're either in blue-red or blue-black, red-black or red-blue, I think. Now we open up this pack, which the uncommons are pretty decent. Quende is fine, but takes a bit more build around, so it's just an okay card. Sports Crown would be excellent if we pick up a bunch of Sapperling tokens, but again, it takes a little bit more work to get them at common, since a lot of people like to snatch them up, so not particularly a big fan of the Sapperling strategy. Sometimes it can come together, sometimes it doesn't. When it comes together, it's really powerful. When it doesn't, it's kind of mediocre. Sorcerer's Wand could be fine too, but maybe we can pick up one later. The best commons in this pack are Blessed Light, Skittering Surveyor, and those are the top two. I think I'm just leaning towards Skittering Surveyor. There's a chance we can end up splashing a third color, and you can still play this in a 2-color deck because it helps you get your lands. And in my opinion, it's the best common in the set. And then the second best common would be Blink of an Eye, so we'll take Skittering Surveyor. Keeps us open. And then, we can maybe move into blue-red with Annalise the Cinderwind, which is definitely the best card in this pack. We're also seeing some good green cards here with Wild Onslaught and Sapperling Migration. Wild Onslaught, again, just the problem with green, again, is that not only do you need a ton of Sapperling Migrations to really make a green work, but really the other weird part about green is that there's another green archetype in the deck, which is more focused on ramping than taking up the saplings. And then sometimes people can just take up all your green ramp spells. If you end up taking saplings, or if you end up taking the green ramp spells, they end up taking your saplings, which could be kind of awkward. So I'm just gonna take Alice here. Alice is excellent, and we're already set up for a blue-red Wizards deck. Helm of the Host is a bomb. It's pretty difficult to equip, since it's 9 mana to play and then equip. But I'm still going to take it here because it's colorless. The other uncommons in the set, like Fight with Fire, Impulses, Clutches, even On Sarah's Wings, could arguably be better than Helm of the Host. But once you're able to equip Helm of the Host, you can essentially just outvalue the opponent and win. So it's not a card you want to quit immediately in the late game, because if you're facing against, again, an opponent with a bunch of instant speed stuff like Blink of an Eye, you can get totally punished, and there's a huge tempo loss. But once you're able to run out all the removal spells, and you have a Helm of the Host on the battlefield, and you're able to equip once or twice, you can just win the game. So we're just going to take Helm of the Host. I definitely think it's a good rare, and definitely a bomb rare that you should first pick. But I don't think it's like an S tier card. It's more like just an A level card at times. But once you're able to, again, equip onto a creature, then you can just essentially just win the game. We're going to take Gitu Lava Runner here. It's a cheap wizard to go along with Alice, and then maybe some future other cards that care about wizards in blue-red. And then, yeah, and then hopefully we can pick up some cheap spells to enable this, but there's nothing else in the pack I'm too excited about. Maybe Dark Bargain would be the second card, and a pretty late Shivan Fire pick 5 as a gift. Also seeing a late Soul Salvage, so who knows? We could still end up splashing Garna or Soul Salvage. We'll see. And then there's this pack, which doesn't have much for us. Baloth Gorger, Stronghold Confessor, all okay. I already have double Keldon Raider, so I don't need to care about the 4-drops department that much. I don't know, there's maybe an off chance we end up maybe playing Radiant Lightning in our main deck, in case we run across a Saplings deck. But yeah, if we end up red-black and red-green, I don't necessarily like any of these cards. So we'll put Radiant Lightning, put it in the sideboard for now. And then probably just take a second Gitu Lava Runner over Cold Water Snapper, because red-blue, again, just wants a high density of wizards to play a very aggressive game plan. Sometimes the blue-red deck could be controlling, but it's mostly leaning towards the mid-range aggressive end of the spectrum. Some blue-red decks are a little bit slower than others, but at the end of the day, it's more aggressive-oriented, so just going to take a Gitu Lava Runner, and pretty late Goblin Barrage, nice removal spell at 4 mana. And it has nice synergy with the Bloodstone Goblin, because we can kick this and then deal 4 to her face. And sometimes we might even destroy one of our artifacts to get in for the last final points of damage. But I'll take a Goblin Barrage. And then here, nothing much. There's another Keldon Raider. Probably don't need another Keldon Raider here. Not sure if I even need Jousting Lance. It's just so expensive to play and equip. In the off chance we end up red-black, I guess a Windgraced Acolyte could be okay, but not looking forward to playing it. Usually in blue-red, I'm not looking to splash that often, since you're mostly just going to end up in a deck that wants to just really curve out, and you don't want to spend your time just having to splash any bombs. But again, Scaring Surveyor is just a good card. We're going to take Warlord's Fury here. It's pretty important with our Gitu Lava Runners that we turn them online, and the fact that this cantrips and replace itself is fine. In case we need a random 3-drop, Keldon Overseer is okay. And then, I don't know, maybe we need a random 5-drop, but Fire Elemental is pretty bad. So, as you can see, Dominaria's colors are pretty shallow outside of blue and black. The rest of the other colors, after their top 3 commons, most of the other commons just tend to fall apart, in a sense. Green is the worst, I think, since there's just so many unplayable commons in green. But red and white are both equivalent in terms of common power levels. And here we get rewarded with Narumea, one of the best bombs in the set, and a reason to be drafting blue-red wizards. Obviously, it's fine in any deck, but it's going to be at its best in red-blue, since it can pump all your wizards, and then just being able to copy one of our spells in the late game is quite powerful. So easy Narumea. If Narumea was in this pack, I'd probably be leaning towards Syncopate as a fine counter spell over the more expensive removal or card draw. But definitely Narumea is a gift, so we'll take it here. It is double blue, so not easiest to cast, but it's just too good. And then here we could take Fire Intervention or Syncopate here. I don't think we're going to be splashing Garna by any means. Syncopate would be nice to have access to our first copy, since it's just so flexible and plays very well with aggressive wizards. So I'm just going to take a Syncopate here. If this wasn't his pack, probably just take Fire Intervention, and then now you're seeing all the other green cards, Saproling Migration being passed. If we would have been stuck with green, we would barely have any Saprolings to go with our plans, so again, not a big fan of the Saproling strategy, even though green-black I think is the second best deck in the format. Definitely going to take Time of Ice here. Time of Ice is excellent, especially in blue-red since you're trying to be aggressive. We definitely need more creatures in this deck, and we're lacking some, so I wouldn't be surprised if I sideboarded in the Keldon Raider as an extra creature. But the Time of Ice is really nice, can put the opponent off balance for a couple of turns, and even in the last chapter, before the last chapter, they might even be opposed to attacking, since if they try to attack, we're just going to set them far back by just bouncing all their stuff, so going to take it here. Unfortunately, I would definitely take a creature here because we're pretty light on creatures at the moment, but still going to take Time of Ice since the card is good. And Warcry Phoenix is just enough mediocre that I don't want to play it, so we'll take it here. And then, yeah, we just keep getting past a bunch of non-creature spells. Skizzing is okay, but not even sure if I even care about it that much. Probably just going to take another Blink of an Eye here. So we're going to rely on maybe Helm of the Host to help us win the game, just so we can pump our team. But we'll definitely take Blink of an Eye over Shivan Fire since we have 2 already, and I like to diversify a bit. And then there's this pack which doesn't have much. Best card is like Death Bloom Thought, so I'll just take it here and just pass it. I could even sideboard. I guess I could even try to splash for Garna for the hell of it. Not much else here, like Calico Skin, which is the best card. If we had multiple flyers, Deep Freeze would be great. Yeah, the best card's Calico, but I'm probably just going to take this Lich's Mastery and just collect it for 20 gems. And then, could splash for Rona. Alright, I don't mind splashing for Rona. Rona is quite powerful. And a reason to maybe also splash Garna over an Opt, or I can just take Opt, actually. Yeah, Garna just doesn't have much synergy. We're not really that type of deck. Let's just take an Opt. And then a Gitu Lava Runner is nice, so we're going to be relying on Gitu Lava Runners in the early game to close out. And then Helm in the late game. And maybe Battle Liz to try to win even a late Fire Intervention. So we have a ton of removal, not a whole ton of creatures, but maybe we can get away with this. Run 16 lands. Maybe I just have to run an extra Keldon Raider in this deck just to have enough creatures. The Overseer is just really bad. It's 1 toughness, so I'm just going to avoid it. And then we can just cut 1 more card and we should be fine. Time of Ice is good, but maybe we just have enough interaction that we don't need it at the moment. And that's probably going to be the case, so maybe I just get rid of Time of Ice. And then we just run this sort of 16 land Wizards deck. 15 lands is a little bit too much. I could also just cut the Bloodstone Goblin, to be honest. It's just a mediocre 2-drop in the deck. Yeah, maybe this can go, and we do just run Time of Ice. As I say that we're lacking creatures, I'm cutting an extra creature here, but 10 creatures, blue-red, seems kind of fun. I mean, all we need to do is land Helm of the Host, and we should be fine. We can even burn them out with Wizard's Lightning if we need to. So this is like a very controlling blue-red deck, if I ever saw one. But first things first, let's just count our removal spells, honestly, because I might just have to play the dumb 2-drop, even though I don't think it's that effective. So yeah, let's begin. Opt is not a creature spell. Shivan Fire is a non-creature spell. Alright, so these are fine. Wow, we just have so many non-creature spells here. Helm of the Host I'll count as a creature because we can convert that to a creature later. Yeah, we're really lacking creatures here. So, what do we do here? So we definitely need to cut some non-creatures. So what non-creatures can we cut? Maybe Opt, maybe Warlord's Fury, even though these play very well with the Gitu Lava Runners. Could be Time of Ice, because it's not instant or sorcery for the deck. And then maybe we can cut a Fire Intervention, but the rest of these I do like. Maybe Time of Ice can go, it's just kind of clunky and we just have so much removal. And then if we're going to be cutting Time of Ice, we could throw in the Bloodstone Goblin because we have so much kicker going on. Shivan Fires, Blink of an Eyes. I guess that's about it. Actually, we don't have that much kicker, but maybe it's just a necessary 2-drop evil we might have to play. And then I think we're definitely going to be running 16 lands in this deck. Any other creatures I could consider? Maybe I just need to run a random 5-drop, but it's pretty bad. There's also the Keldon Overseer. I could maybe play, but it's also just quite bad. So maybe we just run a bunch of removal spells and just hope to get there by chipping in points of damage against the opponent. and then just try to burn him out with a Wizard's Lightning, or try to equip Helm of the Host onto a creature to win. So yeah, this is very interesting here. I wish these sagas could. I wish sagas could turn into creatures like in the Neon Dynasty. That way, we can still get an effect going. If I splash Garna, it's also just not going to be very good because we don't have a ton of creatures to get back. So yeah, this is just a very weird deck with a whole lot of nothing almost. Maybe I do just need to ditch the Skittering Surveyor. Skittering Surveyor has some synergy of Goblin Barrage, and it can get me my lands on time, and it's the best common in the set, but I probably don't need it in this deck. So maybe Skittering Surveyor could go, and then maybe we need to rely on maybe a kicking an Overseer in the late game, or just squeezing this out on turn 3 to deal some damage, as opposed to getting the Skittering Surveyor. Esther Glider is pretty bad. Skittering Surveyor is definitely better than Overseer, honestly, but I think maybe we're just fine running this out, or maybe we do need the Skittering just to hit our land drops. But again, we're just really light on creatures to close out the game with. This is just also just very clunky. Yeah, maybe it's fine. I mean, I've run 16 lands before without any land searchers, and we should be okay. We do have some double blue and double red we need to find in the deck, so maybe I do need the Skittering Surveyor, never mind. And then maybe we just cut Vodalian Arcanist, although it is a wizard, and it's pretty nice with Blink of an Eye and Shivan Fire. But it is kind of underwhelming for what it does. So I need to make a cut here. I don't know what I should do. Maybe I just don't play the Kaladin Overseer. Yeah, this is going to be a strange deck, but maybe I just don't play Overseer. It just has no synergy with what we're trying to do. Like, it's just a random creature, and then it's just worse than Bloodstone Goblin, because at least Bloodstone Goblin can be kicked. It's a 2-drop. I mean, it can gain the Menace after being kicked. It's a 2-drop, and also has a little bit of synergy of Goblin Barrage. So, I don't know. Let's just run this out. I think we can even afford to go down a blue, although we do need double blue to kick Blink of an Eye, so maybe we just should go 8/8 just to be safe. We do have a lot of heavy red, so maybe I can just go 9/7 and hope I get double blue for Blink of an Eye. But we do need to hit double blue, so never mind. Maybe we can just try to force double, keep it even split, and just try this out, because we need double blue and double red in this deck. I don't know. We'll just give it a shot. So Skittering Surveyor does look pretty important. Let's do this. So this is essentially blue-red mono removal, and what's our picture gonna be? I don't know. Lava Runners. So the game plan, just kill all their stuff, smash it with the Lava Runners, chip in damage, maybe burn them out with the Wizard's Lightning, or maybe even just cast a Helm and then just equip it and just make a bunch of creatures all day. So, but we need to dig towards the Helm, so hopefully the Keldon Raiders can help us out with that strategy. But I think 16 lands is fine since we're actually trying to loot as well, so we'll take it from there. But this is a fun deck. If I ever saw one, it's pretty awesome. Alrighty then, let's see. Opening hand, what do you have access to? Give me a Gitu Lava Runner, please. It's okay. No Gitu Lava Runner. We also need double red for Keldon Raider. We're on a draw. It seems okay. We're facing against Topples, Jamie Topples, as a famous Twitch streamer. I mean, she's not that famous, but she's famous enough in the Magic community. I don't like this hand, but I think we have to keep since we're running 16 lands. And let's greet Jamie Topples here. So yeah, let's run out to our red mana to maybe signify a Shivan Fire. So blue, probably blue-red or blue-black. Those are the most popular colors in the format. Right, not much. Let's just run out the Arcanist, and maybe we have access to an early intervention eventually. Could even see this get countered, so he's probably maybe faking a counter spell, or maybe he or she does have syncopate. If he syncopates it, I'm actually fine. Even though it would be kind of annoying because I do want to get these fire interventions out earlier. But this is okay. Let's just not get run over. I wish I had my own divination, of course. Ooh, Naharmea we could flash on turn 4. Don't think I'm going to run out the Chronicler because it's a better late game card, but we'll see. If I get a red mana, probably just going to run out Killing Raider, discard Island, and hope to eventually get another one. Or another land to cast Fire Intervention on 5. If not, we're just going to flash him Naharmea and take it from there. Keldon Overseer attacking for 3, interesting. So he might have to take a bit of a beating here. There's an Opt. Opt could be fine, but I do want to flash in Naharmea end of turn. I could also just opt here and maybe find another creature, or just run out the Gitu Chronicler. Maybe running out the Gitu Chronicler is better. So let's just opt, because I don't want to because this can actively trade for the 3/1 and I'm fine. Probably don't need another land, although I might want to cast Intervention on 5, but I don't need another island for sure. We could run out Allies, I guess, in attack. I guess that's fine. So we'll be trading 3 for 2. And then, yep, we can maybe run out the Chronicler next turn to block. So opponent is in Temur, so probably splashing for Tatiova, I have to imagine. Which, because you won't really splash green. Opponent could also have a removal spell for my Ataliz here, but we'll see. It would be nice if Naharmea could copy one of my spells, but everything is just so expensive. Alright, see a Fire Intervention, fair enough. And there's our red mana, so we could also cast Fire Intervention. Or just cast a Keldon Raider, but then I would have to discard something. Maybe I'm fine casting Fire Intervention because we can get back with Chronicler. I can also just run out the Chronicler, but maybe it's better off to kick a spell in the late game to get it back, so... You know what, let's just run a Fire Intervention out. And if we get a land, we can always kick Chronicler, get another Fire Intervention, and take it from there. Just want to stem a bit of bleeding, and we have a backup intervention, so... Opponent passes the turn, so not much. Alright, can run out the Gitu Lava Runner, I guess. And hit for 2. Could also run out the Keldon Raider and discard it, but I think I'm fine running this out. And then if he wants to counter it, that's fine. The opponent could also have a flash creature here that I'm not aware about, so maybe fine just passing the turn and not attacking. Because he could have his own, maybe the 5-mana 3/3 flash, which no one really plays. Could see a Shivan Fire. If there is, I could then flash in Naharmea and protect Gitu Lava Runner, but we'll see. Maybe I should have just attacked for 2. So hopefully this resolves. And he could counter if he wants, but at least I can maybe get a bit of value here if it resolves, so we'll see. Could be a second Syncopate. Could be another Shivan Fire. Alright, and a second Syncopate, so... Alright, at least we can bait out the removal spells and maybe win the late game with an Intervention or Gitu Chronicler, so... Hopefully no large creatures here, but double green is a little bit scary. As you can get back a removal spell here. Divination, fair enough. And there's a Skittering Surveyor for my lands. I could also just discard the Skittering Surveyor, but I think I'm fine just running out the Skittering, getting a land, keeping the land in hand to discard to the Keldon Raider. Because I'm fine just... Because if I discard Skittering Surveyor, there's a chance I end up drawing that land and I don't really want it. Or I can just play the land out to set up a Gitu Chronicler next turn, which is probably the better thing to do, but maybe I should still wait. Opponent's 3 colors, so I'm kind of scared here. I'm scared of those large green creatures that the opponent might cast. So I could kick the Gitu Chronicler, but nothing exciting to really get back. So I think I'm just going to run out the Keldon Raider here. Discard the island since I have enough already. And then fine running out my land here right now, I think. And then we can say go. But yeah, these games can be really grindy in Dominaria. We'll have access to at least a Syncopates eventually, because I'm kind of afraid. Vodalian Arcanist is okay. And then just passes the turn, so not sure what this implies. Either way, I still think I'm supposed to attack here. Let's move on to it and see what he has. Could be a block and then into a removal spell. Opponent takes it, that's good. So I could also just get the opt back at the end of turn, honestly, instead of the intervention, since I have enough removal. So let's just play land and kick the Chronicler and get back in opt, since I don't have much else to do. And I wish they can, wish this game can tap better. So at least he knows that there's one spell in my graveyard. So yeah, let's just get some opt value here. Opponent just takes it, so that's a good sign he doesn't have much. So yeah, let's just get back the opt. And then end of turn we can opt, maybe bottom a land or so. And say go. The game is also lagging, don't know why. Tolarian Scholar can now block, but I can maybe kill it with a Goblin Barrage or Intervention. And that's probably the right thing to do, since I can then start attacking again. Hopefully get a Wizard's Lightning, we'll see. So let's opt. Kel's second Kelder Raider doesn't seem bad, so I'll keep that. Because again, I need more win conditions. And, so I could Barrage first and just attack. I don't really have much to discard currently so far. Might need to use Barrage to save face though, so maybe I should just try to kick a Shivan Fire here. And then we'll see. So maybe just kick a Shivan Fire first. I could also attack and try to blow him out with the kick Shivan Fire, but that's a little bit too ambitious. I think I'm just going to kick it now, take out the Scholar and see what he does. And it resolves, so that's good. And then now we can attack with the Keldon Raider and just keep chipping in for 4. And he took it last turn, so he's probably going to take it this turn, unless he has something else. Alright, take 4, that's good. Gitu Journey Mage, 2 ding me for 2, fair enough. But I do have removal for this Gitu Journey Mage. More to Genius, I don't really want to discard, so I think I just run out Fire Intervention here. And hopefully take out this 3-2 so I can just keep hitting him with this 4-3. And then run this tapped, since I want to draw cards. And yeah, we'll just keep chipping him for 4, and if he chumps, that's also fine. So yep. We can even sack the land next turn, or even discard another land to Keldon Raider. Opponent has Embos's Clutches, alright, fair enough. Warlord's Fury, I could discard, or maybe just cantrip here. I'm just going to run this out to cantrip. Shivan's Fire is also decent. So I don't really want to discard anything, funny enough. I might just kick the Shivan Fire to take out the Keldon Raider. I guess I'd also have Blink of an Eye, so maybe we should sack the land first to see what's up. Land is good, so we'll play out land. I guess I should have kept the land, never mind, I'm an idiot. Alright, let's just pass. Maybe I just chump block here with the 1-3, we'll see, or just take 4. Tatiova's a bomb, so that needs to be dealt with immediately next turn. I could always just chump and take out my own Keldon Raider. Atlas is also great, so maybe we just need to take out Atlas here with the Shivan Fire. Yeah, I think I need to take out Atlas here. I think it's better than taking out Keldon, because, again, there's a chance I can bounce the Keldon back to my hand. So hopefully no instant here. Nope, so this is fine. And then probably just take 4. And we just need to barrage away the Tatiova or Wizard's Lightning it. I guess I can barrage and Wizard's Lightning to finish him off. So yeah, I guess that's lethal, so let's go for it. Not going to waste any time, so do this. And then target creature. Target face, sack the Surveyor, and then we can also Wizard's Lightning the face to end the game. So yeah, just gotta burn the opponent out sometimes, and I can't wait to check out our stream. Actually, I'm just gonna check it out right now, so one moment. But I would definitely splash Tatiova if I was her too. Card is just so powerful. If it goes uncontested in a few turns, it can just take over. Give it, usually when you just play a land and gain a life, it's already really backbreaking against the opponent, and then if you play another land the next following turn and draw another card is just insane. So yeah, just like her, I would splash Tatyova, and I think Tatyova's a bomb. Definitely worth considering. Or Mythic Uncommon, so to speak. So let me check here. Topples. Oh, she's live, okay. Alright, so I just want to see her reaction. I'm not going to spoil it here on the video, but just want to see what she says, or what the chat has to say. I'm going to put her on mute, put the stream on mute, so... I guess they don't have much to say. Ooh, one of my friends is in the channel too. It's funny because one of my friends are in the chat too. Fine, maybe I probably want to stay back here. The 3 damage is a lot. Let's just run out the Evil Dalian Arcanist. I'm actually fine trading with this knight because red-white is a much more aggressive deck. And if I eat a run amok, so be it. And I probably need this to help kick a blink of an eye, so let's just go in. Fine trading for 1. If he has run amok, again, it's okay. Yep, they always have run amok. Alright, we'll take 6, or take 4. And then Scaring Surveyor is a nice pickup here, since now I can sort out my red. And probably just stay back with both. Or I can just hit for 1, honestly. Because I don't plan on blocking the wizard anyway, so let's find a red mana. And let's attack for 1. Alright, there's a nice creature for me to kill. Yeah, probably just run an Atlas here. And then this Wizard's Lightning, the 3-2, and attack with both. And then probably keep the Surveyor back to hold off the 2-1. We can even do some silly things with Narumea once we get another land, so we can flash her and copy the Wizard's Lightning. So probably going to get greedy here and do that instead. I can always just bounce the Knight token as well, so... Right, first things first, I think we can play... I guess we could just kick Blink of an Eye and then make this into a 2-3. I was thinking of doing Warlord's Fury, but I think I'm better just kicking Blink of an Eye, honestly. And then we can still get in for a decent amount. Could also see Gideon's Reproach here, since he's holding up a spell, so maybe I just keep Alice back, actually. Yeah, I do miss out on some damage, but Gideon's Reproach here would be kind of bad. Adamant Mule, that's fine. We'll eat up, and then say go. Now I can just, like, double spell next turn, potentially. So this is only Knights, right? So it can only pump these 2, so I probably just want to kill these 2 next turn. So now let's probably lead with... I mean, I was hoping to get a land for Narumea, so that's kind of annoying. So probably lead off with a Warlord's Fury to try to hit my land drops. Shivan Fire is quite nice, so now I can kill the 2-2. But let's opt first. I do need to hit my lands, and land I'll take. So now we can play land, and then probably just going to Shivan Fire the 2/2 Vigilance creature now. He does get to pump his 3/1 here. I guess I might as well just Wizard's Lightning now, but I might have to keep up a Syncopate, so we'll hit for 5. And then hold on to Syncopate in case he casts something expensive. And then if not, I can always Wizard's Lightning end of turn. I could also just chump this because that's a ton of damage. Yeah, I think I'll chump the Knight, or maybe not. Yeah, maybe just take 7 since this can hold it off later in the future. And then let's see if we can Syncopate something juicy here. Like a Blessed Light. Or not. What's this? Shivan Fire kicked. Unfortunately, I can't counter that. So that's just going to have to resolve, unfortunately. But I can flash in Narumea next turn. And then try to kill both. I think I'm fine with that. I can also just wait until the end step. So I think I'm just going to run out land here and just say go. He probably doesn't want to send in the 3/1. But he could play a second creature. So I'll probably just take 2. And then, yeah, we're just going to flash in Narumea end of turn. And then, yeah, I guess we're just going to... I guess we need to flash her in first, right? Yeah, I guess she needs to enter the battlefield first, so that's kind of annoying. Alright, we're just going to pass the turn, maybe ambush a 2/2 next turn, keep up Syncopate, so we'll say go. I guess I can do both now, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could do both if I want to. So this is enter. So do I want to do it? I mean, it's almost the same thing. But at least I can Syncopate something, but if it's expensive, it can be kind of awkward. So first things first, I guess we just want to Wizard's Lightning this. Trigger on a stack, we flash in Narumea. Copy the Wizard's Lightning. And then also take out the Knight of New Benalia so we can take out both. Although we're tapped out. Ooh, Shalai is good. Alright. Well, that's a problem. So now, yeah, we didn't keep up Counterspell for Shalai, so we're probably just going to end up losing to it. Yeah, that was a little bit hard of a calculation. I should have just played out Narumea. But the opponent just had to have a Shalai, which is kind of sad. Alright, Goblin's okay. Maybe I can smash it for 4. And then hopefully I can counter maybe something decent. I can counter an Adamant Will still. Opponent could also just stay back, but we'll see. Opponent stays back. Alright, Shivan Fire is good. So now we can kick Shivan Fire. Take out the Shalai. Pump the Goblin and attack for lethal, so pretty close game. But sometimes mono removal just works. So even with a deck full of removal and not a ton of creatures, we're able to still win. So that's good. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult closing out with not too many evasive flyers like Cloud Reader Sphinxes, or like even like G2 Journey Mages that are able to damage the opponent when they enter the battlefield. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit challenging, but it's still a pretty solid deck. So probably keep this because we have Lava Runner. Hopefully we can chain together some instances to get this online. So I could also just use the Warlord's Fury first, to be honest, but then I might miss out on a point of damage in the early game. Not sure if it matters that much, but let's just run this out. And then we can cycle the Warlord's Fury next turn. Hopefully no Mesa Unicorn. Spore Grenth down. Alright, hopefully find a Shivan Fire. No Shivan Fire, but we'll run out Warlord's Fury. And yeah, play out land. Next turn we can at least deploy a 2-drop, but definitely need to deal this 2/2 immediately, since it can be pretty scary with Sapperling tokens. Gonna take 2. Alright, so now we can run out the Goblin. I don't really care if this eats a removal spell. And then he's probably going to stay back with the Thallid here. Call the Cavalry is quite good. I could run out Helm of the Host, or I can run out Narumea, maybe using this to ambush a 2-2. I think I'll try that instead of Helm, since the upside is pretty nice. And all my wizards will get +1/+1, so hoping he attacks here. Main phase is Aven Sentry, fair enough. We might want to take that out with Fire Intervention so it doesn't attack, so we're just going to flash in Narumea, use up our mana. And then, would love to copy a Wizard's Lightning, but that's not the case, so probably just going to cast Wizard's Lightning here on the Aven Sentry. And then we can also run out Helm of the Host to eventually equip this eventually, so this is fine. And I can also just keep making copies of Narumea, funny enough. And it's going to be not legendary, so I can just keep pumping the team. So he needs to find an answer to either Helm or Narumea to win this game. And if he doesn't, then what do we do here? I guess we just equip and try to win. I can't think of an instant here that can punish me. Except Invoke the Divine, which he had, so that's unfortunate. Alright, we're just going to play land and pass. Don't usually expect people to main deck this, but when they do, it's quite devastating sometimes. So our Angel we can also kill. So just keep running out the removal. And keep the land in hand to discard to Keldon Raider, so we'll say go. And then we do need to find an answer to the Spore Ground Thallid eventually. Otherwise, he can just make a bunch of tokens, and that's a problem. Same with Shanna. Shanna needs to definitely be dealt with as well. So first things first, let's opt. Don't need a land, we'll bomb that. Wizard's Lightning is quite good, although I can't take out Shanna. So let's just run out the Keldon Raider first. And then next turn we can maybe shoot down something, we'll see. Blink of an Eye is nice, so I can even do some weird shenanigans where I can bounce Narumea back to my hand, copy Wizard's Lightning to kill something. Howling Golem is interesting too. Goblin Barrage would have been nice to take out Shanna. I guess what I can do is I can bounce a token and then take out Shanna. Or I can just Wizard's Lightning the Spore Ground Thallid and take out Shanna, maybe that's just better. He could also have an indestructible trick here, which could be kind of annoying. So hoping this resolves. That's good. So now, do I Goblin Barrage Shanna? I mean, he's holding up his instances, so maybe I take the turn off. Because what can happen next turn is I can still bounce a token, try to take out Shanna. Yeah, we're just going to say go here, I think. I think he's holding up an Adamant Will. And even if he gives this one stat boost, it can be pretty annoying, so... yeah, let's just bounce a token. Could also done on my turn to attack for 3, but this is fine. Just going to use up my mana efficiently. And then we're just going to keep shrinking his team down so we can play tap land. And probably going to try to use Intervention on Shanna here, as opposed to Goblin Barrage, since it's more mana efficient. And it either resolves or it doesn't. And it resolves, so that's nice. So now I could essentially attack with the 3/3 here and trade for the Howling Golem, which I'm fine doing. And we both still draw a card, so probably just going to take out the Golem first. Alright, that's a good one. He gets to eat my 3/3 for free. We both get to draw a card, fair enough. I can also just Blink of an Eye and bounce his tokens, so this is fine. And yeah, let's just run out Skittering Surveyor first so we can get a land out of the way. Find the red mana that we scribed to the bottom, so it's not too different from actually drawing it. Run a Blink of an Eye, kick it to get rid of the 4/4 token. Could also bounce a Howling Golem, but I just want to kill his stuff and get in for 3 perhaps. And then fine, probably running out land, although we have a second Keldon Raider in the deck, so let's just smash in for 3. But sometimes, again, in the blue-red deck, you can just kill all their stuff and get away with it. Honor Guard is fine. Gitu Chronicler, ooh, can get back Fire Intervention. Yeah, let's just do that then. Let's just keep grinding him out of our never-ending slew of removal. And let's just grab a hand. Haven't seen enough. Yeah, blue-red's just that busted. And green go wide strategies can be good when you have the early like Song of Freyleys and the Sapling Migration, but it's also just kind of weak when you don't. So not a big fan of the whole go wide green Sapling strategy in this format. Even though I do think Song of Freyleys is the best green uncommon and kind of busted if you can get it going. I still don't really like that strategy. Like, I'll like it if I definitely want to first pick Song of Freyleys if I'm trying to make it work, but if I get past it, then, and I'm not in heavy green Saplings, then I'm definitely not a big fan of the strat. The problem with green-white is, again, there's just not a lot of card advantage, so once they foil your plans or they're able to stabilize, you're just hoping to rely on top decks to win, and that's kind of brutal. This hand would be good if we have red mana. We do have Narumea, but there's no spells I'm interested in copying. I could still try it, though, but it's a bit of a gamble, so I think I'm just going to mulligan. And this hand is a little bit better. I think I'm going to keep and then could bomb the Fire Intervention because we can always Skittering Surveyor and shuffle it back, and this is quite expensive, so I just want to guarantee my land drops. We'll keep this. Don't have any divinations or anything in this deck, but we do have ways to replace our spells with like Blink of an Eye. I guess Keldon Raider also. Opt Warlord's Fury. So we can cycle through the deck at least. Another blue-red deck, alright. Guess we just run out the Lava Runner. And then I'll run out the blue mana. Thinking of hiding it, but I don't think that's necessary. So I could kill this, but it's not that threatening. So I'm probably just fine running out a Surveyor. If it gets countered, I'm fine with it too. Yeah, I think that's fine. Don't think I'm going to run out Wizard's Lightning and G2 Lava Runner this turn. And I honestly don't care if he counters it, so we'll just do this. And then, which one do I want? Red or blue? Probably blue. Or maybe red in case I find a third red spell. Maybe that's okay since I do need double blue and double red. Double red for the Keldon Raider, double blue for the Blink of an Eye, and Narumea. So we'll see here. Could see a flash creature end of turn. Merfolk Trickster, alright, that's okay. Not a big deal. We can always just take 2. Hopefully no Atlas, but if he's going to go in Atlas, then we can maybe kill it next turn. Just take 2. Arcanist, alright. Opponent has good blockers, but we can always just double block the Merfolk Trickster or keep up our instances next turn. So not sure if I want to even run out a Lava Runner because I might want to keep a Blink of an Eye instead or something else. I got Shivan Fire, I guess. So, I guess I could keep a Blink of an Eye and Shivan Fire. The G2 Lava Runners don't do much. So, I think I'm fine just passing and saying go. Because I might have to have access to Wizard's Lightning and Shivan Fire. But we'll see. There's a chance he again has like a Run Amok, which can be kind of annoying. So I might want to just Wizard's Lightning this in response to kind of blow him out, but we'll see. Wow, a lot of Vodalian Arcanist, so he definitely probably has an Atlas here, which can be kind of annoying. And if he passes the turn, I'm just going to pass the turn, no reason to fire off my removal. And then yeah, we're just going to fire off a run out Lava Runner and say go. And hold on to, again, our instances. So he's probably playing a much more defensive blue-red deck. We'll see. Atlas would be kind of annoying because that can pump his whole entire team. So I might need to deal with that eventually. Cloud Reader Sphinx I can kill next turn, or just Goblin Barrage, we'll see. So yeah, probably just let this resolve. So probably just need to kill this. I do want to maybe Barrage his face to deal 4, but then I would have to sacrifice my Skittering Surveyor. Is that okay? Perhaps. Or I can just kick a Shivan Fire. Maybe that's just better. I could always just Barrage again. I mean, Barrage is just... I mean, it's both the same, I guess, so I might as well... I mean, having access to cheap interaction is also important, so maybe I just do this. And I might want to keep a double red instead, so... So yeah, let's just Barrage this. And then I'm fine maybe sacrificing my Surveyor, since I want to maybe deal Fortress Face, since I have a difficulty closing out, so this is fine. And then we can just say go. Might just double block the Trickster here, and we have access to some cheap interaction to blow out a potential bounce spell or run amok. Interesting attack. Yeah, I'm going to double block the Trickster, I think. I could also double block a Voldalian Arcanist and Shivan Fire just to kill one of them. Maybe that's a little bit better. So let's attempt to double block this. And then let's Shivan Fire the Trickster and see what's up. So opponent can just pass priority and do nothing. But I might want to just take out this Arcanist, so let's Shivan Fire. And then we have access to Wizard's Lightning if something goes bad here. Could also have a counter spell, but if he counters it, then I guess the Lava Runner could still pump. We'll see. We just need to bait out something. Maybe I guess it's a bounce spell, Blink of an Eye. If it's blinked, then I probably just want to Wizard's Lightning away the Merfolk. Alright, that's annoying, so just going to kill in response in case he tries to draw a card with a Blink of an Eye. We can also take out the 1/3, so that's good. Keldon Raider is good. I guess I could just attack for 2 here, which is okay. Yeah, we'll just swing 2. And then, do I even want to discard anything with Keldon Raider? Probably not. I think we can channel Cycle, Blink of an Eye, end of turn, we'll see. Do I want to bounce a Cloud Reader Sphinx? He does get a second Scry. And I don't really get to kill anything, so maybe I just bounce an Arcanist instead. And hope I find a removal spell for Cloud Reader Sphinx. Keep 1 on top, so probably just channel this, or not channel, but kick it, and take out the Voldalian Arcanist instead. And hopefully I find removal for the Cloud Reader Sphinx. And I do have a ton of removal. Unfortunately not drawing anything, so let's just play Keldon Raider and probably find discarding second red here. Not sure, it doesn't really matter. Blink of an Eye is nice, so yeah, we'll just run out the land and then just say go. Even though we have second Raider, it's fine. Take 3 and then kick another Blink of an Eye next turn, perhaps. Because we have a plethora of removal, but right, Warcry Phoenix, very interesting. You can also buy this back eventually, but I think I'm fine taking 5 here. Opponent just passes. Okay, fair enough. Atlas is quite good. So we can Atlas and also just attack. Or we can just kick a Blink of an Eye. Maybe we're fine kicking Blink of an Eye just to deal a ton of damage here, so let's just bounce this Cloud Reader Sphinx back. And then we can attack with all. If I lose a Gitu Lava Runner, I don't really care. Alright, we'll take out the, which one? Phoenix or Arcanist? They're both equally annoying, but the Phoenix can block the, Aulez. So maybe I just take out the Aulez instead. I mean, take out the Phoenix, and then we can at least prevent a flyer from getting through. Opponent gets to scry again with Cloud Reader Sphinx. Could also have removal for Aulez, which can be a little bit annoying. So we'll see. Yep, he has to spend his turn. Ooh, that's for 1 mana, so that's good. Another Voldalian Arcanist has a good blocker. So we're definitely not out of the woodworks yet. Shivan Fire is quite good, but I think I need to save it for Cloud Reader Sphinx, so we'll say go. Maybe should have ran out my land, but again I need land for second Keldon Raider discard. So luckily the opponent didn't keep up blue mana, so now I can easily Shivan Fire away the Cloud Reader Sphinx. And hopefully get some other good top decks. 2 on the top, not a good sign. But now I can take this out, which is quite important, so let's take out the Cloud Reader Sphinx. And then just drawing another land isn't good, so we'll run out land and just pass. and hope for some better top decks. But all of our Blink of an Eyes are gone, and the Cold Water Snapper is not what I want to see. I also don't have many flyers in the deck, so that's a problem. And yeah, if we're just going to draw lands all day, then we can't do anything, so that's unfortunate. We need some goodies here. Is there any way I can win here? I can maybe try to sneak in a point of damage and burn him out. But overall, I'm just drawing too many lands here. I'm so far ahead in terms of lands. I guess the opponent got to scry some lands at the bottom, so that makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, we don't have any Cloud Reader Sphinxes in our deck, so it's not going to be an easy win. Wizard's Lightning can maybe burn them out, so maybe I'm fine just playing out land, and then maybe we just need to point this at his face and catch him off guard to win the game. So I'm actually hoping he attacks with everyone next turn. But we'll just have to take 4, unfortunately. Don't have much burn. We'll say go. I guess I can kick and get another Shivan Fire. I'll just run out the Bloodstone Goblin. And then we'll just have to take another 4, unfortunately. If we triple block this, he can just Shivan Fire and blow out my entire team, and I kind of need these resources to help win the game, so sure. That's fine. I just need to sneak in 2 damage and we should be fine, but again, just too many blockers. Because the opponent might try to do an all-out attack next turn, so I might be forced to just to use the Wizard's Lightning, but we'll see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so he has 9 damage. So I could still block a creature here. I could also trade here, which is okay. I think I trade here. And yeah, let's just hope to get something good. Syncopate would have been nice earlier. Alright, we'll just say go. I guess I have to jump to 4 or 5 in order to survive, which kind of sucks. But it's a necessary evil, so I guess he can even buy back a Warcry Phoenix. Am I dead? I guess I would have to use my Wizard's Lightning on the Phoenix. But let's see if he buys it back. It's going to be tapped and attacking as well, so yeah, not good. So we just gotta have to chump, and we just need to Wizard's Lightning away the Warcry Phoenix here in order to survive. And if he has Counterspell, then I can counter it on the way back. So yeah, we're just dead here next turn. So I can't think of anything. Maybe a hasty Gitu Lava Runner, but that's too late. So Keldon Raider can discard a land and see what's up. Gitu Lava Runner would have maybe done it. So opponent might even try to counter this. So he probably had backup counterspell at this point. Wizard's Retort, I can't counter. So yeah, so scared of Wizard's Retort. But yeah, he can pay for it, so it's just game over. Yep. Very close. But the 1/3s definitely saved them. Made it very difficult for my 2/2s to get across. So yeah, aggro in this strategy is not always amazing, just because there's a lot of 2/2s in this format that can get easily blanked by 3 toughness creatures. So yeah, cards like Voldalian Arcanist, Gitu Journey Mage, no, Gitu Chronicler, and the Caligos Skin Witch can easily block 2/2s. Same with cards like a Tolarian Scholar. So it's not really recommended being aggressive in this format unless you're in blue-red. But other than that, aggression can still work at times. It's just not the most optimal strategy. The most optimal strategy is, funny enough, I just said aggro isn't amazing, but blue-red is definitely amazing. But it would be a deck with a lot of backup removal if you're trying to be aggressive, or maybe some sort of control deck in red-black or blue-black. So, or if you can go wide and you're lucky enough to wheel all the Saproling creatures, you can just go wide to take over the game with Saproling Migration, Song of Freyleys, and Wild Onslaughts. But overall, that deck is not really easy to get into, so I would usually just recommend trying to just draft blue-red or lean towards it as much as possible, or go end up in some sort of blue-black control deck, or go wide Saplings deck. Probably gonna eat some food, so one moment, I'm hungry. Well, actually, no, I'm about to go out, so never mind, we're just gonna keep playing. Alright, so what's this? Seems okay. No early interaction, but we have Skittering Surveyor into Narumea and even Helm, so we'll keep. We'll eventually draw into our removal. Jousting Land, so an aggressive deck. So run out the Skittering Surveyor and then get access to blue mana. Can play out Helm of the Host. I guess we could even try to be kind of cute and grab play out Helm of the Host next turn. If we're able to equip onto Skittering Surveyor, we can just thin out our entire library. That can be kind of fun. But he's also holding up mana for a potential counterspell, so probably just need to play it safe here and just attack with the... I guess not attack because you got Fungal Infection. Maybe just flash in Narumea end of turn, and then if that eats a counterspell, we could do something else. Yeah, I don't think he can counter anything, even if he plays out one land, so that's fine. So let's run out Narumea. Let's run out the Helm of the Host. Let's run out land into Gitu Chronicler. And let's just attack for a large amount. And then once we're able to equip onto one of our creatures, we can just go ham. So if we equip onto Narumea, we're just going to make multiple copies of Narumea, because it counts as non-legendary, so we can just take over the game. So yeah, Helm of the Host can be pretty disgusting. So first things first, let's equip Helm. And we can even just move the combat here. And yeah, just make more Narumeas. And he doesn't even have any good blocks against him. And then, do I keep land in hand? Probably still going to keep land in hand, since I can cast my 5-drop or even my 6-drop. And I need to watch out for Skin Witch on turn 6, so we might need some stuff to discard. He's not close to his 6 mana yet, but just in case, I'm just going to keep 2 of them. And it's probably just game over at this point, so opponent's probably just raging here. But I'm not going to tease them about it. I would also just get a little bit upset if I see something like this happen and have to tap out all my mana for it, so that's fine. We'll just collect our win and move on. So he needs to deal with Narumea, and if not Narumea, then he needs to deal with the Helm. And the funny thing is, I can also attach this onto a token if he deals with Narumea, so this card is pretty disgusting. This is just like an instant concede, walk away from the computer sort of victory. Hopefully they didn't break anything, but yeah, I would be pretty upset if I saw this. And then if he kills Narumea, guess what? We'll just move the Helm onto our token, and then that's just going to make another copy of Narumea. So yeah, this card is pretty messed up if you can equip it onto a creature. Other than that, it's pretty expensive to equip, so keep in mind it's not without its flaws, but it's definitely one of the biggest bombs in the set if it gets going. How do you win Dominaria draft? Well, it's easy. You just pick good cards. That's how you draft. Which is always not the case because you could always end up in a mess. But I'm just joking. Obviously, there's some strategy in this format when it comes to draft. You want to lean towards blue as much as possible. If not blue, then end up in black. Try to end up in wizards. And if you can't, try to end up in blue-black control. And if you can't, try to end up in saplings. And if you can't, try to end up in blue-whites. I don't know. We'll just keep playing. Alright, this hand is fine. Yeah, we have Arcanist. It doesn't really help ramp out the Helm, but it's a fine opening hand. 1-drop and a 2-drop I gotta keep. Plus we get a discount off of Wizard's Lightning. I'm gonna turn off my notifications here. Ooh, Warlord's Fury, but probably just gonna run out the Arcanist. This is essentially just a land. Navigator's Compass, okay, so some sort of multicolored deck. Sure, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, so probably just run out the Warlord's Fury here. Opponent's holding up priority with this, and then we can run out the tap land and smash for 2. Next turn we can even run out the Helm of the Host and maybe start going off of it. We'll see, once we get our 5th land, it's pretty busted. So we'll see what multicolor shenanigans this opponent is running. Hopefully no sweepers. Sergeant Arms is okay. Don't think I need to shock that. So I can run out Bloodstone Goblin. I can shock it and deal 2. I think I'm just better off running out Helm and just try to win the game that way. And then we can just stay back. No reason to attack. Hopefully no Invoke the Divine. Blessed Light wouldn't answer it because it's an artifact as well, so... Grow from the Ashes, okay. Opponent can also be keeping up Blink of an Eye to bounce my creature. If I get land, I don't know what I really want to copy, honestly. Probably just make a million Vodalian Arcanists so we can grow our team. So this is kind of awkward, I can't really do anything here. I could kick a Shivan Fire, but I don't really want to take out any of these creatures. I think we just take it slow and just run out the Bloodstone Goblin. And then we'll be shields down, but it's fine. I don't really care about any of these creatures he's playing. We want to kill bigger things and better things. Like Arvad, I'll definitely Wizard's Lightning that, or even Shivan Fire it. I guess I can even Blink of an Eye on it, but we can do that end of turn with the Vodalian Arcanist. I could also just do it now, but maybe better off just Wizard's Lightning now. And then we can kick Blink of an Eye end of turn. And then see what's up. So we can hit our 5th land to maybe make a bunch of Arcanists, Goblins, or even Lava Runners. Muldrotha is pretty scary. Alright, so we probably want to bounce Muldrotha and eventually find an answer to this, so... We're probably just going to kick a Blink of an Eye here just to slow him down. And he can also buy back Arvad, right? So he can cast any permanents, so pretty scary creature. What can answer it? I can maybe find a Syncopate, and that's a Syncopate, so yeah, we're just going to hold on to the Syncopate here. If I cast Adeliz, the problem is that he might play a land into Muldrotha, and that's a problem. So I probably just want to hold up my Syncopate and say go. So yeah, he runs out land, so if he runs out Muldrotha, now I can counter it for X equals 3. And I think X equals 3 makes it less risky, so I guess I can even use the Vodalian Arcanist. So let's do X equals 3, 1, 2, 3. And we can also use the Arcanist. And then he won't be able to pay for it, so Muldrotha will end up in exile, and there's no way for him to get back. Construct, so opponent's just going to be playing these medium cards, but we can just play Aliz and even copy Aliz eventually, so that seems good. So yeah, let's just run out Aliz, attack for 2, and then if we can Helm onto Aliz, then it's just game over, so attack for 2. Hopefully no other scary bombs. Icy Manipulator is annoying, but I can just copy Aliz all day, so even if he taps down 1 Aliz, I can make even more, so 1 more land and we should be good. Also, we have Fire Intervention, which can answer the Icy Manipulator as well, so we'll see. On my upkeep, I guess he's playing to tap a land, fair enough. Tapping my red mana. I could also just kick the red mana, honestly. And then I can even attack with the Gitu Lava Runner. Yeah, I could do that. I think it's fine. Yeah, let's just do it now. And then, yeah, let's just take out, I guess, the Vodalian, the Servant, because what the Servant can do is that the Servant can then untap the Icy Manipulator end of turn, so let's just take this out now. We can pump the team and then attack, which is nice. And if we get red mana, we can also run out a Lava Runner. No red mana, but we have a Goblin Barrage, which can eventually deal a ton, so yeah, let's just attack for 6. If he double blocks, definitely going to take out the Sergeant at Arms. If he chumps, he makes a 3-4, but we can kill this next turn, so that's fine. He doesn't have any spell land, so he needs to top deck something good. Shana is fine. I can always just deal with that eventually, so I don't need to worry that much. So, he's gonna see me use my land. Alright, we might as well tap it. Opponent knows I'm down a red, so just need to get a red source and we should be good. And there's our red source, so sometimes you just need to top deck everything and you get it. So we'll just run out the Goblin Barrage. Probably fine sacrificing it at this point since I can't pump my Goblin. So let's just kick this, target the player, and then sack our Bloodstone Goblin here. And this way we can still pump our team and attack with all. And yeah, it's going to be pretty difficult for my opponent to win, so after I exile the Muldrotha with the Blink of an Eye top deck, they just had to just concede, so yep, we got it here. I mean, they were just really far behind, so alright, 1 more win and we can get to Mythic. But yeah, if you can, just force blue-red if you can in this format. I mean, I don't want to say force it, but lean towards it as much as possible, and either way, if you don't end up in blue-red, you can still end up in some other powerful blue deck. Maybe blue-white, blue-black are both excellent as well. Sometimes blue-green kicker if you pick up the mana dorks. And if you end up in red, you can still end up red-black, which is fun. So, yeah. So, the best colors in this format are the Grixis ones. I would rate blue as number 1, black as number 2, red as number 3, and then white over green. I think I prefer white would be number 4, and then green is kind of like dead last, given that their commons aren't very deep. Yeah, green has some fine commons, but then all of it's most of it afterwards becomes almost unplayable. White is a little bit deeper than green. There's depth to it, but again, white aggressive strategies aren't amazing in this format, given how there's so much removal and big blockers. And then there's just so many expensive value cards that can get kicked and just win the game immediately once it happens. So white has some depth to it, but again, aggressive strategies aren't amazing. And then red, red has a lot of excellent removal at common. It's also a little bit shallow, just like green, but not as bad. So it's kind of close to white in terms of shallowness and depth. And at least blue-red is the best deck in the format, so you should lean towards maybe red over blue since it also just has good access to removal. It's also playing aggressive strategy, so it's not amazing just like white. But what it has access to is Run Amok, so Run Amok could always just take out a big blocker sometimes when it goes uncontested, when a creature goes uncontested. And then, well, yeah, red has just as amount of depth as white, since after Shivan Fire, Fire Intervention, and Chronicler, there's at least a Run Amok, there's at least Gitu Journey Mage, which plays very well with multiple wizards. I'm going to keep this. And there's also the Gitu Lava Runner. So, yeah. And then black obviously has good removal, has recursion with Soul Salvage, has good Sapperling synergy. Yeah, I'm just going to run out to double red, honestly. Run out to second Lava Runner. And just attack for 1. Opponent's also playing red, so... yeah, red's a fine color. Just like white. Alright, we'll just eat a bullet. At least that's not taking out Alice, but that's a sign that maybe he has another removal spell saved up for Alice. Opponent's also playing blue-red, alright. So Alice could actually end up getting syncopated, but I still think we run her out because, I mean, what else do we do? It's either we play her or we don't. And might as well attack. No double blue that can ambush us, so... could have a second Shivan Fire for Alice, but passes a turn and doesn't have it, so... I don't need to play around. Alright, we can Wizard's Lightning this. Yeah, he probably wants to attack here. Alright, let's just Wizard's Lightning this ASAP before he gets on tap. And that way we can deal a ton of damage. Could also Wizard's Lightning the face to take it to the extremes, but I'm fine just swinging for 5 for now. Hold on to the Wizard's Lightning to deal with another potential Alice from the opponent. Gitu Journey Mage I can maybe kill end of turn, but I might want to pump to take out his Journey Mage, so we'll see go. Keldon Raider, yeah, I'll just Wizard's Lightning this and attack. I don't really want to discard anything. And this is a ton of damage, so... Blue-Red Wizard does it again. His deck can arguably also just be better than mine, because it looks like there's just better commons overall. So now we can run out Lava Runner and Keldon Raider. Maybe I just don't even discard here. Yeah, we might as well just run our Keldon Raider out and not even discard. So should have also attacked first, but by playing this, it's less likely that he discards. So he needs an answer to my 4/3 now. Icy Manipulator is excellent. And we even have a Fire Intervention to take out Icy, so let's just do that instead. So we just have everything. So ridiculous. So I do prefer red over white. Not by much though. But yeah, his deck is also really strong, so can't blame him. Blue-red is just that stupid sometimes. Alright, so we're Mythic rank, right? Alright, let's celebrate. Diamond Tier 1 into Mythic. And let's see, what is our ranking? So let's hit our continue button, and then let's see what our awesome ranking is. Since it's pretty early, we should be pretty high. And then if we jam more Dominaria, then we can try to show off. And then there's enough time to do traditional draft, Neon Dynasty eventually, or even Premier Draft eventually. So I don't need to focus on that. As of right now, we just want to focus on Dominaria because it's about to go away in a couple days. Alright, number 34 Mythic. And yeah, this deck is really awesome. Blue-red, in fact, is just really gross and disgusting anyway. So rank 34 Mythic, not bad. Let's run this again. No Academy Journey Mages, no Cloud Reader Sphinx, but it seems like we can just get there with a bunch of removal and enough chip damage, plus burn. I'm hoping I don't have to go out soon because I really want to keep playing this set. Alrighty then, well, this hand is okay. We just need blue mana to maybe play an op, but we have a good curve and one drop into 2-drop, and then Shivan Fire can maybe take something out early. So we'll keep this. And we can potentially answer turn 1 Land of War if need be. If the opponent plays out red mana, I might save the Shivan Fire in case of another Atlas, if they have Atlas, but green. Alright, turn 1 Land of War, perfect. So that's almost like dealing with a Paradise, Birds of Paradise. So you bolt the bird while you fire the elves. Just to prevent them from accelerating and kicking out scary things. Right, Untamed Kavu, that's fine. Interesting they decide to just play it out. Goblin can trade for it since this has Vigilance, I'm fine. He could also have, I don't know, maybe a Fungal Infection, but I think the trade is fine. I guess he could have Soul Salvage to get everything back, but the fact that his Vigilance and Trample makes me want to just run it out. And then probably just run out the Lava Runner, although it doesn't have haste, so it's a little bit awkward, so hopefully we get our blue mana online. Or at least our 4th mana to barrage this 2-3. Alright, we can at least take out this 2-3, which can be kind of scary. Especially since he can sacrifice Sapperling tokens to gain Carnivage, so yeah, the green-black deck is really powerful when it comes together, but it's difficult to get going because everyone wants to take your Sapperling migrations. But it's fun when it happens, and if you open up Slimefoot, you should definitely first pick it. Another Land War Elves, okay, so hopefully nothing scary he can ramp into. Finally got our blue mana, unfortunately it comes in tapped. But I'm fine attacking for 2, I'm fine trading for the Land War Elves too. Since I don't really want him playing out expensive stuff, so let's take out the Land War Elves. And then hopefully we can kick a spell, or just run an opt-out. Mammoth Spire, alright, we need a Fire Intervention for that, we don't. We have Shivan Fire, but that's not going to do, and we can't even kick the Gitu Chronicler anyways. So what if I just run out an opt? I mean, probably just need to run out the Arcanist, and then just take 3 and say go. But at least we're not dealing with any scary 5 mana 5/5 tramples, so take a bit of a beating. Hopefully find an answer to this. Hopefully nothing too crazy. Okay, Blink of an Eye could be nice, but I would need double blue to kick it, so that's a little bit unfortunate. So let's opt. And probably don't need a Mountain at this stage. Keldon Raider, I think I gotta play here. And then what do I bottom? I guess I can bottom the Shivan Fire because I can get it back. Although this is probably gonna get a Shivan Fire eventually, so maybe I just ditch the Blink of an Eye, I think. Although Blink of an Eye is just so good because it allows us to do other things. Maybe Chronicler just goes. Yeah, Chronicler can just go. Wizard's Lightning's good, so probably just say go here, probably take 3. And then maybe next turn we can keep up an instant in case we get blown out by some sort of fight spell. So just gonna take 3 here because I don't want to trade and run into an instant. Gitu Lava Runner. I guess we might want, so how much mana do we have access to? 6 with the Vodalian Arcanist. So we can simply, we can keep up our instances and do other silly things, so let's just run out the Lava Runner. And then I could also just attack for 6, honestly, and just take 3 on the way back. Maybe that's fine. And just try to outrage the black-green deck that's doing absolutely nothing. Yeah, we're dealing more damage, so maybe this will keep him on the defensive. I'm fine taking 3. Can always bounce something back, could always Wizard's Lightning his face, could always take out a 4-drop. So let's just take it here. And I'll be really surprised if he just passes the turn. Has an Eviscerate. I guess I can just bounce my 4-3. I wish I could kick Blink of an Eye. I could also just let it resolve, honestly, because I have nothing to discard. Maybe that's fine, because I'd rather prefer to kick Blink of an Eye to over that. All right, Alice is good, so we can do this. And then guess I can attack with Fall. Maybe Wizard's Lightning his face if he decides to block the 1-3. Alright, let's Wizard's Lightning the 1-3, his face. Pumps the entire team. Does he have a trick here? Hopefully no Arbor Armaments or something dumb. I guess he blocked already, so Arbor Armaments wouldn't work. He could have a Vicious Offering. Alright, so what's this? Makes sense, so I probably want to save the Shivan Fire here. I could Shivan Fire and pump again, but that doesn't accomplish much, so at least we could have pumped our team and smash it for a good ton, so yep. I would have actually done an extra damage if I Shivan Fire, but it wouldn't be enough, so this is okay. Opponent's still being aggressive and interesting. Not sure if that's the right thing to do, unless you have a second Mammoth Spider, of course, so that's going to be a little bit rough to deal with. Narumea would be nice if we have an extra blue mana. So probably just gonna... yeah, I would love a second blue mana here. Maybe I could just bounce this, honestly, and just hit for a 3 and maybe try to burn him out some other way. I don't know, this is bad, but we're not hitting our land, so we might as well just go for it. And then he might just stay back now. Because if he's down a blocker, then I can just take out the other one and kill him, so I'm hoping he stays defensive here. Alright, and he's probably going to stay on the defense, which I'm quite happy with, so we'll say go. And then Fire Intervention is a nice pickup, so we'll take out one of the spiders. And then we'll say go. This will keep him more on the defensive. So had he attacked, he would have lost. Deathloom Thallid I can take out with Shivan Fire. We finally have double blue, so that's good. So, yeah, I guess I could even flash in Narumea here. Not sure if it matters. We'll say go. I guess it's okay. I can flash. I guess I could also sack the Memorial, but then I don't have double blue, which can be awkward. If I kick a Shivan Fire, does that do anything? Not really. So this is awkward. I do want to run out something in a turn. If I run out the Narumea, what happens? Yeah, the Shivan Fire doesn't do anything because it's on the stack. I guess I just run her out without value, and that's fine. And then now we could just, I guess, sack our thing here, draw 2. Because we have double blue now. Hold up land, and then we can Shivan Fire and attack with all, and I guess he's dead. So just gotta go for it here, I think. I guess never mind, he still has a 1/1 token, so yeah, if I attack with all, he's still not dead, we'll just say go here. Hopefully opponent just keeps flooding. Right, and we're flooding too, so we'll say go. You can drop a large creature, and that can be kind of scary. But I'm so close to killing him. I just need a removal spell, honestly, and we should be fine, so... Alright, no attack still, just drawing lands. Very close game. Deathloom Thallid to stabilize as well. I mean, I just need Wizard's Lightning. Helm of the Host is perfect, so now we can play land, run out Helm of the Host. And we can also equip Helm of the Host on the Narumea. Yeah, I'll just equip and then see if it resolves. And then that's good, so now I can move the combat, make more Narumeyas, and then I can just keep staying back until we can attack past the Mammoth Spider. So yeah. Helm of the Host to win the game. Lava Runner 2. Alright, I guess now we can move the combat and attack. And do I just send in a team? I guess I do. Since even if he kills one Narumeya, he's just dead, so Helm of the Host for the victory again. Alright, sweet. We got there with Helm of the Host and Narumeya again, ranked number 25 Mythic. Awesome. This is really awesome. Gotta celebrate, or just force blue-red for Dominaria drafts. Who knows? I probably need to go now. Because my phone is ringing. One moment. Alright, sorry about that. So just going over the draft, the biggest highlights are definitely Helm of the Host, Narumeya, and Alice. There's also a ton of removal with the double Wizard's Lightning to help burn out face. That one Syncopate came in handy, especially against Rodrotha, which we top decked off of the kicked Blink of an Eye, which was really nice. Goblin Barrage also did won us like 1 or 2 games with the damage, and Fire Intervention also was fine. It's kind of clunky though, so I could see the argument for actually running the Time of Ice over it, but it's still an instant and sorcery that we can get back with Chronicler, and also helps with the Gitu Lava Runner, also deals with an artifact, so yeah, quite an interesting draft. Just mono removal almost, with very few creatures. I'm quite happy that I threw in a second Keldon Raider, just because it can apply a little bit of pressure. But yeah, these are the biggest highlights here. Also, Scaring Surveyor also did a decent amount of work being able to just find our second blue and second red, which was really important for Blink of an Eye, Narumeya, and Keldon Raider, so glad that I incorporated it. So yeah, that's the deck. And then this is probably just going to be the end of the video here, since I have some place to go, but I'll fire off a little bit more Dominaria drafts afterwards. Just got to showcase the power of blue-red, which is just completely absurd and busted in this format. Black-green I still think is the second best deck, along with blue-black in the format, but again, black-green just takes a little bit more to come together. You really need to prioritize grabbing Saproling Migrations, Deathbloom Thalids, go wide pump spells like Wild Onslaught, Song of Freyleys, and then cards like Grow from the Ashes aren't necessarily amazing. So it just requires a lot of Saproling synergy, which you might or might not get. So let's pretend we're drafting Dominaria here. Pack one, pick one. Slimefoot is a bomb, so we're going to take Slimefoot over every other common and uncommon. I think it's definitely right, even though, again, I just talked smack about black-green. I still got to take it here. Call is also okay. One of the lesser exciting white commons, but it's fine. Helps you gum up the ground, helps you go wide, helps you chump block in case you're trying to win in the air in the blue-white Flyers deck. But I would still take Slimefoot over it, of course. Run Amok, also a solid card if you go mono-red or red-white, or even blue-red. This pack is unexciting. Yeah, let's maybe take Sorcerer's Wand in case I just end up in blue-red as a fine win condition. Can always take a Vodalian Arcanist later. And uncommon that's not amazing is Board the Weatherlight. Especially white has the highest density of historic cards, but most of the historic cards are again just okay, with the exception of a few rares and mythics. But yeah, this pack just kind of sucks. Mammoth Spire is also just medium, so definitely take Academy Journey Mage here. I think this is the third best blue common along with Divination in the set. Between Divination and Academy Journey Mage are actually both kind of close. Journey Mage is obviously better if you end up in the Wizard's deck like Blue-Red, or if you end up Blue-Black with Calico Skin Witches. But typically speaking, you don't really want to play the Calico Skin Witches on turn 2 because you'd rather kick them on turn 6 unless you really need to defend in the early game. So this is kind of like a blue-red gold card in a sense, but I'd still just take it over everything else in the pack. But between this and Divination, they're both close. I might still lean towards Divination because it's just overall just a little bit less conditional and quite good. And then the bad thing about Journey Mage sometimes is that you don't necessarily want to bounce a creature with a good enter the battlefield effect, like, say, Cloud Reader Sphinx, but it's still quite good. So we'll take it here. Bodyguards are also just okay. Sure, you can give another creature indestructible, but once they're able to bounce that creature, or they're able to bounce the creature or kill it in response to the trigger on a stack, the problem is that then the Dauntless Bodyguard stands around just as a random 2/1 with nothing to protect. So this isn't like a Watchdog, for example, or Selfless Companion in core set 2021, I think, where you can sacrifice it to any and protect any creature, whereas this needs to have a target, so it's kind of medium. Just take Academy Journey Mage. And then here, between Blessed Light and Firefist Adept, again, I'm just going to lean towards Firefist Adept the most, since Blue-Red is the best deck in the format and the most synergistic, and will support that common, and this is a powerful payoff. Of course, it does lock me into Blue-Red, but Blessed Light I found to be just okay. I don't know if he's even the best white common at this point. The problem is that white is trying to be aggressive, and you don't really want too many of these expensive 5-mana instant speed exile creatures. Like, you'll play 1 or 2 copy, but it's not like something that's going to be amazing. It's going to be fine if you have enough creatures on the battlefield, and then you're able to just get a big blocker out of the way or bomb, and you're able to smash. But overall, I found this card to be okay. Sure, it's splashable, but the fixing is bad in this format, so if you don't have a Skidding Surveyor and you just take a Blessed Light, you're kind of just forced into a base white strategy, which is, again, not always the best. So I'm just going to take a Firefist Adept over Blessed Light. Yeah, I would take Knight of Grace over Skin Witch and Intervention. I think is just enough better. 2-mana, 2/2 First Striker is excellent. And a reason to maybe end up drafting white is because of a card like this. Card's great, and if you control any if you play this in black-white, even better, since you can consistently get the +1 and +0 bonus. But even if you don't, and you don't play against a player that plays any black permanents, it's still good as a 2-mana, 2/2 First Strike, which is difficult to deal with. And if you can combine this with any pump spells like Run Amok and Red, it's even better. So yeah, take Knight of Grace over these two. Between these two, I might actually just for Skin Witch, just because it's just so efficient. 2 mana to block, and then later to kick to make them discard 2 is good. Also, I prefer to start either blue and black over the rest of the other colors. So it takes Skin Witch over Intervention, which actually wheels in the late game. And then there's this pack, which has Gitu Journey Mage here, pretty nice in blue-red, obviously, and then not much else here. Crowbar Snapper is, again, a fine curve topper, better off in a blue-black control deck, but sometimes you'll just play this as just a random curve topper, even in blue-white as a good blocker, or in blue-red if you're kind of lacking playables. But this is kind of like a 23rd playable, and not one that you want a whole ton of. But it's pretty solid, and it's difficult to interact with due to hexproof. Run Amok is also quite good in the red aggressive decks. I guess red is just mostly just trying to be aggressive in this format. But I guess if you're in black-red, you want to be very controlling with all the black and red removal spells and recursion. But yeah, Run Amok is also just a solid overperformer in this format. Not as good as it is compared to Kaldheim, since Boros aggro in Kaldheim was very powerful, and red was definitely one of the more deeper colors, along with green. Given that red is slightly weaker than red is just weaker than Kaldheim in general in this format. Run Amok is not as amazing, but it's actually a good card, and also leads to maybe the mono red archetype, can lead you into blue red, can lead you into white red, which can be pretty powerful, and even green red, since green red is also just kind of looking to be kind of mid-rangey and aggressive in the sense. So yeah, there you guys have it. Thank you guys for watching. And I'm going to upload more Dominaria content, but I have something planned for today. So for now, thank you guys for watching, and hope you have a wonderful day, and take care. Bye.